All right, all right. So we wait. We better wait. Okay, okay.
Yes. Yes.
Very sorry for the inconvenience, but very shortly we'll be joined by guest as well as chairman, sir. Please be online. We'll be getting as soon as possible.
So meanwhile, I request Chairman Ankit Agrawal is here. So if you can share some of the initiative taken by the branch, because this year the branch is doing fantastic work. So meanwhile, Ankit, if you can share.
Oh, yeah, that will be better.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I received a call from Vinu Bhai that he was trying to connect, but there was some technical glitch. Good advice given by the speaker, sir, and RCM, Manish ji. Friends, we are having a MSME conclave on 18th, 19th, 25th, and 26th July, where there will be eminent speakers, and the entire session is very practical oriented, in which we are covering the MSME Act, we are covering the various finance opportunities available to MSME. How can MSME be listed? Role of SIDBI, role of MIDC, and many things. Yes, we can see our chairman, sir, and I acknowledge and appreciate the efforts of Lalit Bajaj and the entire RCM team for inspiring us, for guiding us throughout, because of which today the visibility of branch has significantly improved. Thank you very much, sir, for your guidance, and I request you please take the charge.
Thank you, Ankit. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Perfect.
Vinodji Malde, guest for the evening, a businessman and a socialist who is doing the noblest job at this time of pandemic. We applaud you, sir. Convener, Deputy Convener Ashutosh ji, Pratik ji, Chairman Kalyan Domboli Branch, Ankit, my co-colleagues in the council, Manish Bhai, and your local RCM, who is a very technocratic and WIC and helps us in every project, Murtala Katwala ji, seniors and friends. I am really thankful to all of you for giving me this opportunity to wherein I will be able to interact with you and share some of our thoughts which we are taking and which we are working on at WRC. Just a single thing, single point which I wanted to mention here to the chief guest for the day, Vinodji, that even in this pandemic, we at ICI Institute, we have regional councils, we have branches, we have study circles, we have central council. The activities, I will tell you, all the chapters, all the program organizing units are doing a wonderful job at ICI. And even in this testing times, all are trying to do their best, and I believe that we are doing something extraordinary during this time. So, through this forum, I would really like to congratulate, first of all, the Divinity Study Circle, who is really doing a wonderful job by organizing this virtual CD meetings and ensuring that all the members can really learn and awareness can be created on various amendments and provisions which are really relevant for our practice. With this, you all might be aware many things are happening at WRC, and all those activities and all those initiatives are very well listed on our website and in our newsletter, which we are getting every month on the virtual mode. And a couple of things which I wanted to just share with the present audiences. We have just started with a live help desk, wherein we are live on every Saturday 11 to 12, so that any issue which is not properly addressed through various communication channels, you can visit a live help desk on every Saturday 11 to 12. You have to put a request to WRC@ICAI.in so that we can share the link with you, and we will ensure that whatever issue you are facing is resolved at the earliest. So this was one thing which I wanted to share with our audience today. One more point which I wanted to share with the participants is, we at WRC are forming a group wherein we are planning to come out with a small publication for the use of chartered accountants as an employee or as a consultant related to logistics industry. And I believe that most of the chartered accountants might be directly or indirectly serving the logistics industry in the area. So whoever wants to contribute on whatever area, whether it is GST, income tax, or accounting related to logistics industry, please share your name and WRC@ICAI.in. We will be more than happy to put you in the group so that we can really it will be a value addition by your presence in the group. With this couple of things which I wanted to share with Study Circle through this forum is, we are doing wonderfully, Ashutosh and Pratik ji, and I wish you a best of luck for your future endeavors. Couple of things which I feel you should ensure while planning or conducting your events is, sir, let us all focus on technology to a larger extent, and let us try that all our members are engaged in such kind of activities, because gradually we are looking at technology as it will be the core area of providing services to our client. Because without use of technology, you can't provide service to your clients on any of the facets of our profession. So let us educate and let us train and let us create awareness among our members and students about technology. One thing which I look forward is from when we talk about youngsters who are into practice, when we talk about representation skills and writing skills, somehow or the other we are on the back foot, and we largely depend on some of the consultants who are really into this area. Let us try to create more awareness. Let us try to sharpen the skills in our members as far as representation and writing skills are concerned. And you at Study Circle can do a lot on this. There are a lot many initiatives that can be taken and keep moving while all are there to guide you and take and ensure that the activities happen in a proper way. Please take some initiative on this lines. When we talk about Study Circle, we plan our events a month or 2 months in advance. And when we plan our events, there are a couple of subjects on which we are very much familiar and which we are very much fancied on, because we feel that most of the members are very much interested on those subjects. But as a Study Circle, we have to create a 360-degree view on various subjects of our profession. I would request the Study Circle that if there are any subjects which you feel that some of the members are interested but larger members are not interested, even then you should continue with CP program on that, so that we can provide services to all our members of the Study Circle. Try to develop Study Circle speakers among your Study Circle, like say for example Manish Bhai is there in this session. If you can, in future if you are planning any of the session, seniors like Manish Bhai can take the session, and half an hour session can be taken by one of the member of the Study Circle, wherein Manish Bhai can ensure that all the areas are properly covered with all the audience. So that will be one of the modes by which we can really help our members to develop these skills. Let me applaud the branch and study circle for really taking a forward move and helping WIRC in its initiative of research activity to be taken care all across the region. Let me tell you that your branch has submitted multiple research papers on many subjects, and that will be really useful for WIRC to taking some of the more initiative because of the positive response we have got from the members. And I believe that some of the members of this study circle must also have contributed. And I look forward for more and more participation from the members of the study circle so that we can carry more and more such kind of initiative in future. With this, there are a lot many things to be shared with you, but you all are eagerly waiting to listen to your chief guest today. And once again, I wish all of you a happy learning session and a successful year ahead. And I look forward to interacting with you more and more in coming days. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. And we will surely try to abide by them. Thank you, sir. Now I request Pratik to please. Actually, Vinobhai should be joining with us, but there seems to be some technical problem. So Pratik will carry on from here. Please start the session actually, because we are even running out of time.
Yes, thank you, Ashutosh sir. So, friends, due to the COVID-19 era and due to the complete switch off or the complete lockdown, our economy is heavily affected, worstly affected. And in order to stimulate the economy, our government has provided us a n number of measures. And in order to, there are n number of measures. So, in order to guide us about the various measures in GST as well as the non-GST, we have an expert speaker, CA Manish Gadia sir, to discuss in this topic. So I now request CA Deepak Manchewar to please introduce our today's speaker, CA Manish Gadia sir. Over to you, Deepak.
Hello, am I audible, sir?
Deepak, you are audible. Please introduce, sir.
Yes. Good evening, all the respected members. I thank you all of you for finding time and attending today's webinar. I am Deepak Manchewar. Welcome all of you for the virtual webinar of Beyond the CP Study Circle of WIRC of ICAI. It is now more than 100 days that we are in the COVID-19 pandemic situation. So hence, and due to this, there are a lot of disruption in our daily routine has been happened, including business entities. In spite of all, we all are professional, working so hard for the professional wisdom and sharing our knowledge. In the COVID-19 period, there are a lot of amendment has been issued in the GST. Also, there are a lot of notification has been issued by the government. So, to understand all of this, we have organized today's webinar, amendment in GST and impact of COVID-19. To enlighten us all on this topic, we have a very eminent speaker, CA Manish Gadia sir. I welcome CA Manish Gadia sir on behalf of the Beyond the CP Study Circle of WIRC ICAI. Welcome, sir. He is a before we start, let me introduce CA Manish Gadia sir first. He is a qualified chartered accountant and is doing practice since 1997. He is a partner in GMJ and Company Chartered Accountant. He has a very vast experience in indirect taxation, especially in GST. He has also he is a currently member of WIRC and chairman of Professional Development Committee of and Study Circle Cooperation Coordination Committee. He was also Career Counseling Committee of WIRC of ICAI in the year 1920. He was a past chairman of Indirect Tax Committee of WIRC of ICAI. He has delivered more than 500 lectures in the indirect taxation, and including more than 250 lectures he has done on GST at various regional council branches of ICAI, study circle, central CTC, management institutes, and Indian Navy, and also trade association. He has also co-authored book Statutory Obligation of Cooperating Housing Society, and also handbook on valuation of EPC contract published by Chamber of Tax Consultants. So he was also a member. It is very good, sir. He was also a member of study group on GST, which was formed very early in the year 2009 and 10. He is also co-convener and core committee member of JB Nagar CP Study Circle of WIRC of ICAI. He has compiled a booklet published by JB Nagar CP Study Circle of WIRC of ICAI in the year 2005 to 2020. So, well, I once again welcome CA Manish Gadia, sir. Now, I request Pratik Shah, sir.
Thank you for the wonderful introduction, Deepak. Vinu Marde, our special guest is arrived. So I request Vinod Marde ji, थोड़ा बोलिए.
थैंक यू आप सबका सीए ग्रुप का, और आप भी ये कोरोना में आगे आए हो और मैं भी उसी से मतलब मेरा भी आज की तारीख में सीए का ही लेवल है कोरोना में आगे आना। मैं काफी वक्ता है यहाँ पे, तो ज्यादा नहीं बोल के एक कोरोना ये पूरे विश्व में जैसे फैला हुआ है और उसमें लोगों के अंदर काफी हद तक भयावहता भी दिख रही है और काफी रिलैक्स भी है। 97% लोगों को कोरोना से किसी भी प्रकार का आपत्ति नहीं है, किसी को तकलीफ भी नहीं हो रही है। आज की तारीख में काफी लोग कोरोना का टेस्ट करवाने के लिए मुझे कोरोना आया कि नहीं उसका जो टेस्ट कर रहे हैं। सबसे पहले तो हमें अवेयरनेस करना है कि हम अगर बाहर निकल रहे हैं और हमें किसी भी प्रकार का कोरोना नहीं आया है तो हम कोरोना का टेस्ट करवाने की बजाय एंटीबॉडी टेस्ट हमें करवाना चाहिए। जनता को एंटीबॉडी टेस्ट करवाएंगे, उसके चार्जेस जो है 500 से 600 रुपया लग रहा है। अगर आपको कोरोना आके निकल गया है तो आप एक निश्चिंत हो जाते हैं। लास्ट के 10 दिन के अंदर काफी कंपनियों ने हमने जब सजेशन दिया कि आप अपने स्टाफ का एंटीबॉडी टेस्ट करवाइए, उसमें से करीब 50% लोगों ने एंटीबॉडी टेस्ट करवाया। तो एंटीबॉडी टेस्ट के अंदर वो 50% के अंदर से 70% लोग जो है वो एंटीबॉडी उनका टेस्ट होके उनके पास कोरोना आके निकल गया है। 30% लोग हैं उनको अभी तक कोरोना नहीं आया है। हमारे पास जो आंकड़े आ रहे हैं भारत में कोरोना सिर्फ और सिर्फ जहां टेस्ट हो रहा है उसी के आंकड़े आ रहे हैं। तो दूसरा चीज है कि एंटीबॉडी टेस्ट करवाना वो मेरा एक मत है और एंटीबॉडी अपने सारे स्टाफ का करवा लेना चाहिए। कोरोना से किसी को भी इतना घबराना नहीं है। कोरोना कार्यकाल के अंदर मैं लास्ट एक 1.5 महीने से अंदर 1.5 महीने में करीब सारे कोरोना के पेशेंट है उनके बीच में रह रहा हूं। उनकी कहां गलती हो रही है वो भी मैं देख रहा हूं और उनको सुधार करने का हम लोग बोल रहे हैं, लेकिन घर जाके वो सुधार नहीं कर रहे। उसमें जिनको डायबिटीज पेशेंट है, अस्थमा है या किसी को भी समझो कि दूसरी और कोई बीमारी है, उसमें भी हार्ट वगैरह की है या कोई है, ज्यादा करके डायबिटिक पेशेंट को कोरोना से ज्यादा प्रभावित हुए हैं। और अभी मेरे सामने करीब 45 से 46 डेथ हुई है। उस डेथ के अंदर 3 प्रकार का समझो कि एक मेरे सामने आए हैं। डायबिटिक पेशेंट है, वो अपने घर में भी डायबिटीज 4-4, 6-6 महीने से चेक नहीं कर रहे थे। उसके अंदर से 30% पेशेंट की डेथ हुई है। सीवियरनेस जिनको आ गया है, प्राइमरी में जिन्होंने इलाज कर लिया है उसको किसी भी प्रकार का प्रॉब्लम नहीं हुआ है। मतलब मेरा जो अनुभव है या मैंने 1.5 महीने में जो भी समझो कि मेरे नजर के सामने देखा है, उसमें अगर सबको अपने घर में एक ऑक्सीमीटर और थर्मोमीटर ये 2 चीज रखने का मैं सबको अनुरोध करूंगा। और डे टू डे अपने फैमिली का, जब तक ये कोरोना का समझो के हमारे सामने जो ये प्रचंड तरीके से बढ़ावा हो रहा है, उस दरमियान अपना फैमिली का हम डे टू डे अगर चेक करेंगे तो मुझे नहीं लगता है कि हमारे में से किसी को भी हॉस्पिटल जाने की जरूरत पड़ेगी। हम लोग उसका उपचार हमारे तरीके से अपने पास में बैठ के हम कर लेंगे करके। कोरोना में आपको वार्म वाटर वगैरह का ये सब जगह पे आपने एडवर्टाइज सामने आया है, आपने काफी हद तक देखा रहेगा, वो सब का फॉलोअप करना है। सिर्फ और सिर्फ फीवर 5 से 6 दिन पहले, 1 या 2 दिन जिसको भी फीवर आके गया है, वो लोग सीजनल फीवर मान रहे हैं, या 1-2 दिन हल्का सा ठंडी आ रहा है, या एक आध दिन लूज मौसम जो हुआ है, वो आज की तारीख में भी लोग उसको मतलब सीवियर नहीं गिन रहे हैं, कोरोना का अटैक नहीं गिन रहे, वो सीजनल देख रहे हैं। और उसमें से अधिकतर लोग जो है लास्ट में 5 या 7 दिन के बाद में उनको एहसास होता है ब्रीदिंग का सबसे पहला, और उस समय बहुत लेट हो चुका रहता है। और ब्रीदिंग प्रॉब्लम होने के बाद में वो डायरेक्टली समझो कि हॉस्पिटल भी चले जाते हैं, या अपने तरीके से अपना अपना समझो इलाज कर रहे हैं। तो मेरा एक अनुरोध है सबसे कि ब्रीदिंग प्रॉब्लम अगर हमें ज्यादा हो रहा है तो हमारे डॉक्टर जो करीबी डॉक्टर रहेगा उनकी सलाह लेनी है। हर सिटी हर जगह पे फीवर क्लिनिक ओपन हो गया है, मतलब ग्रामीण रहेगा या सिटी रहेगा। आपको किसी भी प्रकार का 1 दिन का भी अगर बुखार आया है तो दूसरे दिन ऐसा नहीं समझना है कि मैंने डोलो टेबलेट खा लिया और मुझे बुखार निकल गया है। सिंगल 1 डे का बुखार, 1 डे लाइटली कोल्ड मतलब ठंडी लग रहा है, थोड़ा सा 2 या 3 बार जो लूज मोशन हो रहा है, वो करीब करीब सब कोरोना का शिकार हो रहे हैं करके। तो मेरी बहुत सारे यहाँ पे वक्ता है, मैं कोरोना से हर तरह जुड़ा हुआ हूँ, और मैं कभी ये वेबिनार शायद मेरी लाइफ का ये फर्स्ट मैं कर रहा हूँ करके, और मुझे इतना बोलने को भी नहीं जमेगा, लेकिन ग्राउंड लेवल पे जो भी काम आप देंगे, आप में से किसी को भी किसी भी प्रकार की प्रॉब्लम रहेगी, इंजेक्शन की जरूरत है, हॉस्पिटल की प्रोवाइड करवाना है, गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल चाहिए, या किसी भी प्रकार का एडवाइस डायरेक्ट फोन पे चाहिए, मैं उसमें आपको आपका संतुष्टि आपके ग्रुप को या आपके ग्रुप के अंदर किसी भी ग्रुप के लोगों को जरूरत रहेगी, मैं उसमें एडवाइस दे सकता हूं, और मैं उसमें हर संभव मदद सारे समाज को करने के लिए तैयार हूं। धन्यवाद अंकित जी, आपने मुझे इसमें इनवाइट दिया है। आशुतोष जी और विनीत जी और बाकी सारे ग्रुप मेंबर को मैं बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन देता हूं। आपने आज वेबिनार करके और आप लोग देश की अर्थव्यवस्था और देश के लोगों को जो गाइडेंस कर रहे हो, मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि आज के वेबिनार से आने वाले कल का आप बहुत अच्छी तरह से लोगों को भी सुझाव देंगे, और ये विकट परिस्थिति में या फाइनेंशियल कटौकटी में आप मुझे सबको अच्छा गाइडेंस देंगे। और हेल्थ की किसी भी प्रकार की कटौकटी में मैं आप सबके साथ हूं, और जहां पे भी सीए ग्रुप को किसी भी मंच की जरूरत रहेगी, किसी भी गवर्नमेंट ऑफिस में, सेंट्रल या स्टेट में कहां पे भी जाना रहेगा, उसमें भी मैं हरदम आपके साथ में रहूंगा। और विश्वास रखता हूं आप सभी का कि आप इस कोरोना की जो कटौकटी है कोरोना जैसे कार्यकाल में, उसमें सबको गाइड अच्छे से करेंगे, और उसमें आप अपने परिवार का और आपके मित्र जनों का आप अच्छे से ध्यान रखेंगे। मेरे लायक किसी को भी प्रॉब्लम रहेगा, अंकित जी आप अपने ग्रुप में मेरा नंबर, आशुतोष जी नंबर शेयर कर देना, और 24/7 कोरोना कार्यकाल में मेरा फोन चालू रहेगा। किसी भी प्रकार की किसी को भी जरूरत रहेगी मैं उपलब्ध हूँ। बहुत बहुत आभार, क्योंकि 1-2 कॉल आ रहे हैं कुछ इमरजेंसी के, इसके लिए मैं मेरा यहाँ पे शॉर्ट कर रहा हूँ करके। थैंक यू।
आभार हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए, बहुत बहुत आभार। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
थैंक यू।
Okay, thank you. Now, sir, without wasting much of time, I request Manish sir, please take charge of the session, sir.
Thank you, Ashutosh. First of all, I request to give me right to share my screen.
Yes, sir. Pratik, please do it.
So we have given
please
you
make sir present.
Okay.
You've given it?
Yes, sir, given.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, sir.
Now screen is visible.
Yes, sir. Perfect. Perfectly visible.
Okay. So good evening to all of you. And first of all, I will say that Bhiwandi Study Circle, I'm not coming first time, I'm visiting regularly, and I'm seeing that this is one of the vibrant study circle of WIRC and very active. And all the past convener and all the members are really very active. Maybe it's Ansari sir, maybe it's Rakesh, maybe Ankit. And all these are very active and made it this very active study circle. Now Ankit is the first chairman, I can say, from the Bhiwandi, who became chairman of Kalyan Dombivli branch and really doing a wonderful job. So compliment to Ankit. As far as WIRC chairman is concerned, he has shared various things, but he is the first chairman to start an e-newsletter. That what he has not shared, but e-newsletter is so now a very huge cost can be saved by WIRC as far as this is concerned. So all these things are there at the WIRC level. Your branch nominee or secretary of WIRC is also from Kalyan Dombivli branch. So he is also very active. Murtaja Bhai, he is the first person to get a platform for having a webinar once the lockdown has been announced. So now we all are going through a rough phase, I can say, or facing a pandemic, that is COVID-19 or Corona. Vinod sir has also shared his thought and I think given some relaxation to us कि उतना डरने की जरूरत नहीं है जितना हम डर रहे थे, but definitely ध्यान तो रखना है. So due to COVID and due to lockdown, government has come out with various notification, various relief, etc. has been given by the government. So today, what benefit they have given in GST? That what I'm going to discuss with all of you. So I'll start my presentation. I will not take much of your time. I'll start my presentation with the GST returns, whatever the due dates relief has been given. So first is GSTR1. GSTR1 mein, as you all know that in the month of February 2020, the due date was 11th March for the SSEs who are required to file the monthly return. So you all know that the SSEs whose turnover is less than 1.5 crore has an option to file GSTR1 quarterly, and rest all other SSEs have to file their GSTR1 on a monthly basis. So the SSEs who are liable to file their GSTR1, you all know that GSTR1 जो है वो मेरा एक सेल्स का जो मेरा आउटवर्ड रिटर्न है, आउटवर्ड सप्लाई है, उसका एक रिटर्न है जो मंथली बेसिस पे मुझे सबमिट एवरी मंथ करना होता है. So February month का due date था 11th March. All this lockdown started after on or after 18th March. So no relaxation, no benefit has been given as far as February 2020 return of GSTR1 is concerned. But March 2020 onwards, GSTR1 का ड्यू डेट मार्च 20 का उन्होंने 10th जुलाई किया है, जो कि चला गया. अप्रैल का नाउ इट इज 24 जुलाई इंस्टेड ऑफ 11th May. May month it is 28th July. June month it is 5th August. And for quarterly, those who are liable to file their GSTR1, January 20 to March 2020, for first quarter, last quarter of March 20, due date was 30th April. Now it has been increased to 17th July. That is tomorrow. And for second half, or maybe the first half of 2021, the due date was 31st July. It has been extended to 3rd August. So maybe only 3 days extension has been given to the quarterly GSTR1 filer for the first quarter. So again, I will say that is specified date what they have given. They have not given they have not extended the GST due date, return filing due date. The due date is still 11th March, 11th April, 11th May, or 30th April or 31st July, as the case may be. The only what they have said is that if you file your GSTR1 up to this specified date, no late fees shall be leviable. Otherwise, late fees shall be leviable. That what you have to keep in mind. There is no extension. Again, I am repeating. मैं वापस से repeat कर रहा हूँ. There is no extension for filing of GSTR1, but there is a so there is no extension of due date. Only conditional waiver of late fees is there. So B और अगर आपने फॉर एग्जाम्पल मार्च 2020 का GSTR1 आपको 10th जुलाई तक भरना था और आपने अभी तक नहीं भरा, आज 16 जुलाई है. Now late fee shall be applicable not from 10th July, will be applicable from 11th April. तो 11 अप्रैल से आपको लेट फीस लग जाएगा, ना कि स्पेसिफाइड डेट से. तो you have to be very careful. You have to adhere to the specified date. Now I am moving to GSTR 3B. This is the monthly return what every SSC is required to file. In that also nowadays they have come out with 3 different due date every month. So first is the SSCs whose aggregate, जिसका aggregate turnover 5 करोड़ या उससे ऊपर है in the previous financial year. Then they are required to file their GST return, 3B return, 20th of the subsequent month. तो जनवरी 2020 का रिटर्न, अगर मेरा टर्नओवर 1920 में प्रीवियस फाइनेंशियल ईयर में 18-19 में अगर मेरा 5 करोड़ या उससे ऊपर है, सो मुझे 20th of the February वो रिटर्न भरना है. In case of states, the SSCs whose registration are falling in the state of South and West of India, that you can say in the this gray color is 22nd of the subsequent month, and for the North and East state it is 24th of the subsequent month. So February का आपको February month you have to file 24th of March if your registration is falling in Gujarat, Assam, Delhi, Jaipur, like that. And if it is in the south or western part, that is Gujarat, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, MP, so in all these states it is 22nd of the subsequent month. So this is the original due date. Now what they have done is, for the SSCs whose turnover in the previous preceding financial year 18-19 में अगर आपका टर्नओवर 5 करोड़ के नीचे है, तो फरवरी और मार्च महीने के लिए आपका ड्यू डेट, आपका स्पेसिफाइड डेट डिफरेंट है. बट व्हेंस यू कम टू अप्रैल 2020, so April 2020 में then you have to see the turnover of 1920, not the turnover of 18-19. For the month of February, March, you have to see the turnover of 18-19, but for April, May, June onward, you have to see the turnover of aggregate turnover of 1920. That's what you have to keep in mind. So, and aggregate turnover जो हम बुक्स में देखते हैं वो aggregate turnover नहीं है. aggregate turnover का भी definition GST law में दिया हुआ है. तो जो GST law में definition दिया है उसके हिसाब से हमको कैलकुलेट करना पड़ेगा. So I am not going into the detailing of what is aggregate turnover, but one thing you have to keep in mind. I'll just give you one example. There is one company जो एक प्रॉपर्टी ओन करती है, भिवंडी में है, उसकी बड़ी एक लैंड है और उस लैंड को उसने भाड़े पे दिया है फरवरी 2020 में फॉर 1 year, एंड दैट कंपनी के पास उसके अलावा देयर इज नो अदर इनकम, एंड कंपनी हैज गॉट एंटायर रेंट इनकम इन द ईयर, इन द फर्स्ट मंथ दैट इज फरवरी 2020, पूरा 6 करोड़ के ऊपर भाड़े पे दिया है, एंड अपफ्रंट ही गॉट द एंटायर रेंट फॉर द एंटायर ईयर फरवरी 20 टू जनवरी 21 इन द मंथ ऑफ February 20. So in the month of February 20, Since last year 19-20 में 18-19 में उसका turnover is less than 5 crore, so will not fit into in this table. What I want to highlight here, for February month and March month, the month in which he has a liability, his turnover is not exceeding 5 crore, will fall under different time of specified date. But for the month of April, May, June onwards, since his turnover in the previous financial year, that is in 19-20 में 5 crore के ऊपर है, so he is required to file his return for the month of April 2020 on or before 24th June 2020, even though he has a nil return, because April में और कोई income उसके नहीं है. तो फरवरी, मार्च और अप्रैल 2020 का जिसका टर्नओवर प्रीवियस फाइनेंशियल ईयर में 5 करोड़ के ऊपर है, नो पेनल्टी एंड लेट फी शैल बी लेविएबल, शैल बी चार्ज, विल बी चार्ज I think some problem is there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no. So no penalty and late fee shall be charged if the return are filed on or before 24 June 2020, but interest shall be levied after 15 days at the reduced rate of 9% per annum till 24 June 2020. So we know that February का जो return था उसका जाना था 20 मार्च को, 20 मार्च से लेके 24 जून तक, तो 20 मार्च से लेके और 15 दिन आप ऐड करिए तो there will not be any interest. 20th March if you add 15 more days, so up to 4th April no interest shall be leviable if he file his return till 4th April. But if he'll file return till 24th June, तो 4th April से लेके 24 June तक he has to pay interest at the rate of 9%, and 24 June onwards interest of 18% will be 18% per annum shall be leviable on him. So for the month of February, March and April, they have not extended the due date. They have said this is the specified date. But for the month of May 2020, due date has been extended. So now it has been extended for 20th June to 27th June. तो अगर 27th जून तक उसने रिटर्न नहीं भरा अपना, तो उसको जो इंटरेस्ट लगेगा 28 जून ऑनवर्ड्स लगने लगेगा और लेट फीस भी 28 जून ऑनवर्ड्स लगेगा. बट इन केस ऑफ मार्च, फरवरी एंड मार्च, उसको जो लेट फीस लगेगा वो फरवरी महीने का 20th मार्च के बाद से ही लेट फीस लगने लगेगा, भले स्पेसिफाइड डेट इज 24 जून. सो आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन डेट एक्सटेंडेड एंड डेट स्पेसिफाइड. Now, how to calculate interest for delayed in filing of GSTR 3B? I have taken one example. Maybe we are taking for the month of March 2020. So we presume that interest amount of on tax amount of 10 lakh rupees. So there is a gross liability of 10 lakh rupees in the month of March. तो मार्च का जो ड्यू डेट है वो 20 अप्रैल है, एंड अगर 20 अप्रैल के बदले वो 2 मई को रिटर्न भरता है, तो देयर इज अ नंबर ऑफ डेज डिले इज ओनली 12 डेज. तो इंटरेस्ट कुछ भी नहीं लगेगा, ना लेट फीस लगेगा. बट अगर 2 मई के बदले उसने पर 20 मई को वो रिटर्न भरा होता मार्च का, तो देयर इज अ डिले ऑफ 30 डेज. सो ही हैज टू पे जीएस इंटरेस्ट ऑफ 15 डेज, बिकॉज 15 दिन का उसको कोई भी इंटरेस्ट नहीं लगेगा, 15 डेज इंटरेस्ट का बाद है. तो he has to pay interest of for 15 days at the rate of 9% for 15 days. If he is filing his return on 24th June, then there is a delay of 65 days. So interest will be payable of 15 days for 15 days plus interest rate of 9% for 50 days. तो उसको 50 days का ही देना पड़ेगा. There is no interest for 15 days. But instead of 24th June, if he is filing his GST return for the month of March on 30th June, then there is a delay of 71 days. First 15 days, no interest. Next 50 days, he has to pay interest at the rate of 9% per annum. And balance 6 days, he has to pay interest at the rate of 18%. This is how it's going to work. Now, I'm moving for the SSEs whose turnover less than 5 crore in the preceding financial year and whose principal place of business is in the western and southern state, southern state. As you know, the due date for western and southern state is 22nd of the following month. So February का ड्यू डेट है 22nd मार्च, मार्च का है 22nd अप्रैल, अप्रैल का है 22nd में, and likewise. So now what they did, they are saying that specified date is 30th June for February. मार्च का 3rd जुलाई जो चला गया है, अप्रैल का 6th जुलाई जो चला गया है. May return now need to be filed on or before 12th September. June return you can file up to 23rd September. July return you can file up to 27th September, and August return instead of 22nd September you can file up to 1st October. So there will not be any late fees, not be any interest if you are filing till a specified date. Again, I am saying this is a specified date, it is not extended date. Then SSEs whose turnover are less than 5 crore but principal place of business is northern and eastern states of India. So you know that 24th of the following month is the due date for them. So February they need to file till 30th June, March का 5 जुलाई तक करना है, अप्रैल का 9 जुलाई तक करना था. May now they have to file till 15th September, June 25th September, July 29th September, and August का 3rd October तक they can file without any late fees, without any interest. But after that, how it's going to work? That I have again taken one example. For March 2020 return, when the tax liability is 1 lakh rupees and the taxpayer is in Mumbai, that is in Maharashtra. So 3 जुलाई को अगर उसने फाइल किया तो there may be a delay of 72 days. But it is filed before the due date, as I discussed, it is on 3rd July. So 3rd July was the due date और उसने 3rd July को ही फाइल किया है, तो irrespective of number of delays, no interest shall be leviable on it. But instead of 3rd July, if he is going to file on 22nd September, so there may be delay of 153 days. So interest of 9% shall be leviable on 153 minus 72 days, because up to 72 days no interest shall be leviable, and then balance 81 days 9% interest shall be leviable. So what they have done is, for the SSEs whose turnover are less than 5 crore, if they are filing their return up to 30th September 2020, then they can't pay, they need to pay the interest at the rate of 9% from the specified date till the date of filing of return. But if they are filing after 30th September 2020, that is in my example on 22nd October 2020, so there is a delay of 183 days. So in that scenario, no interest shall be leviable for first 72 days till 30th September basically. Thereafter, interest rate at the rate of 9% shall be applicable for balance 89 days, that is up to 3rd July to 30th September. And for next 22 days, it shall be 18% per annum. And how this is the way it is going to be calculated. And how late fees waiver of delay in filing of return will work. GSTR turnover, GSTR 1, irrespective of your turnover, due date they have given. If GSTR 3B is not furnished on or before due date, late fee shall be payable from the original due date. That's what I have already cleared to you. So, whomsoever your SSEs are, your clients are, try to file your return your client's return in time. Then waiver or reduction of late fees of old GSTR 3B. That is also a facility government has announced that those who missed the bus and not filed their return from July 17 till July 2020. So 3 साल और 1 महीना 37 months के अगर किसी के कोई रिटर्न छूट गए हैं, and if they are filing their return till 30th September 2020, so in case of nil return, nil tax. So nil tax liability, total waiver of late fees. And if some tax liability is there, in that scenario, late fees shall be reduced to 500 per return. So that what facility they have given. So जो मुझे 20,000 रुपया late fees लगता था, उसके बदले maximum, what I am talking is maximum. Now maximum will be only 500 rupees, 250 under CGST and 250 under SGST. That's what I need to pay. And government is propagating that this is the very best deal what they have given and reduce the, so that SSC will be compliant to the law and file their return on time. Somebody has unmuted his mic. I request everyone to mute their mic. Okay. But now, what they are giving me benefit of only of the late fees reduction. But what about benefit of section 16(4) of CGST Act? What is section 16(4) of CGST Act? We will just see. Section 16(4) जो CGST Act का है, that वो बोलता है, a registered person shall not be entitled to take input tax credit. मतलब अगर कोई registered person है, तो वो input tax credit नहीं ले सकता है in respect of any invoice or debit note for supply of goods or services or both after the due date. Mind the word due date of furnishing of return under section 39 for the month of September following the end of the financial year. तो फाइनेंशियल ईयर 18-19 का मुझे सितंबर उसके बाद जो आ रहा है सितंबर 19. So what is the due date for the September 19 GSTR 3B? The due date for September GSTR 3B is 20th October 2019 was the due date. So if I am filing, if any SSE is filing his return and in which he want to claim any input tax credit which pertain to financial year 18-19, and if that I want to claim after in any return in after 20th October, मुझे उसका कोई भी क्रेडिट नहीं मिलेगा. So अप्रैल 18 का रिटर्न मैंने फाइल ही नहीं किया है और अप्रैल 18 का रिटर्न मैं आज फाइल करता हूँ in the month of July 2020, I will not get any input tax credit of that month in that return. So that relaxation has not been given. So the only benefit what has been given by the government is in respect of late fees. But late fees is very बहुत क्या बोलते हैं peanut है. The major loss to the SSCs who are having any tax liability is of the input tax credit, which from July 17 till March 19 उनको कोई भी benefit नहीं मिलने वाला है. Only SSCs who has not filed their return from April 19 onwards till now, they will get the benefit of input tax credit as well as the reduction in waiver of late fees. So this is very dangerous provision. We should keep this in mind, guiding to our client. Then due to pandemic, due to lockdown, now government has said that DSC आपके पास नहीं है, DSC ऑफिस में पड़ा है या क्लाइंट CA के पास पड़ा है, CA के ऑफिस में पड़ा है, which is in lockdown. So now if you have a nil return means there is no liability, there is no outward supply, there is no inward supply, so no input tax credit as well as there is no output tax liability. In that scenario, total सब कुछ 0 है. So you can file your return by SMS also. So not required to have DSC. And for companies in LLP, for the period from 21st April to 30th June, they can file their return by EVC mode also. And from 1st July 2020 onwards, GSTR1, nil GSTR1 can also be filed by SMS, sending an SMS. I am not going into the procedural aspect. आप आराम से GSTN की साइट पे जाके उसको देख सकते हैं. Now you know that composition dealer. So there are two categories of composition dealer, what I can say. One is that is covered under section 10 of CGST Act. इसमें आपका एक तो मैन्युफैक्चरर कवर हो गया, एक ट्रेडर कवर हो गया. दूसरा आपका इसमें आउटडोर कैटरर और रेस्टोरेंट. These three categories of composition dealer are covered under section 10 of CGST Act. And all these three, if having turnover up to 1.5 crore, then opt for the composition scheme. Apart from that, they have come out with a notification number 2/2019, dated 7th March 2019, which also give benefit of composition to the supplier of service, like a chartered accountant, like a tax practitioner, or any supplier of service, if their turnover is less than 50 lakhs in the preceding financial year. So they can opt for the composition scheme under this notification. So all these two types of composition dealer need to opt for the composition scheme before the end of the financial year. तो अगर मुझे 20-21 के लिए composition scheme opt करना था, तो मुझे 31st March 2020 के पहले करना था, which has been extended till 30th June. So अगर 30th June तक किसी ने opt नहीं किया है, so now he can't able to opt. But अगर 30 जून तक आपने opt कर लिया है composition scheme, earlier you were in the normal scheme, then you need to reverse your ITC. Whatever input tax credit आपके पास बैलेंस है या जो स्टॉक में आपके पास ITC पड़ा है, वो सब आपको रिवर्स करना होता है by filing your ITC 03 form, जिसका की ड्यू डेट 30th मई था. But since opting का scheme opting का ड्यू डेट भी 30th जून किया है, so now they have extended till 31st July. So those who have opted for the composition scheme for the year 2021 till 30th June, now they have need to file their ITC 03 form before 31st July 2020, in this month only. Then composition dealer is required to file CMP 08 form for the quarter end, every quarter. That is a statement of payment. So for Jan to March 2020, it is 18th April was the due date. It was extended till 7th July 2020. But composition dealer के केस में April to June 2020 का जो है ड्यू डेट, उसमें कोई एक्सटेंशन नहीं है, which is still 18th July 2020. They have extended GSTR 3B and GSTR 1 till June 2020 till July 2020. But CMP 08 in case of composition dealer for the first quarter of 2021 has not been extended. So परसों तक आपको सैटरडे तक ये CMP 08 composition dealer का भरना है. Again, annual return of GST, not annual return, you have to file an return for the financial year 1920 in the form GSTR 4 in case of composition dealer need to be filed by 30th April. Now it has been extended till 31st August 2020. Previously it was till 30th June. Now they have extended till 31st August. So till next month you can file this composition dealer GSTR 4. Next is then TDS, TCS, ISD, non-resident taxpayer, job worker return. Also अलग-अलग form के लिए अलग-अलग due dates थी. Now it has been extended till 30th June. That also has been expired. I'm not explaining much. It is there in the table. You can see that. Then next is the due date for issue of notice, notification, approval order, sanction order, filing of appeal, furnishing of return. statements, applications, report, any other document, time limit for any compliance under GST law, where the time limit is expiring between 20th March till 30th August is extended to 31st August. So now जो मार्च में उनको ऑर्डर इशू करने थे, अगर उन्होंने ऑर्डर नहीं इशू किए हैं, so now they can issue order till 31st August. Notices which need to be issued till 31st March 2020 can be issued now till 31st August. That extension has been given. Next is in respect of e-way bill need to be generated on or before 24th March 2020 and the validity of e-way bill expires on or after 20th March 2020 is automatically now extended till 30th June 2020. उसके बाद इन्होंने कोई भी एक्सटेंशन इसमें नहीं किया है. सो अगर आपका कोई भी ई-वे बिल उसके बाद भी अगर आपका माल नहीं पहुंचा है ड्यू टू लॉकडाउन, तो दैट ई-वे बिल इज नाउ नॉट वैलिड. You have to go to the site and get it extended before 30th June. Next is the due date of expires between 20th March to 30th August. It has been extended till 31st March. So it will also cover an application for refund. You know that shall be made within the expiry of 2 years from the relevant date. समझो मार्च 18 का मुझे रिफंड क्लेम जो है वो मुझे मार्च 20 तक करना था, 31st मार्च 20 के पहले तक करना था, जो कि मैंने नहीं किया. So now I can make this application till 31st August 2020. In case of merchant exporter who is buying goods from a supplier and the supplier is charging GST at the rate of 0.1% instead of normal rate. So there the facility has been given and it is mandatory. One condition is there that the merchant exporter को 90 दिन में वो माल एक्सपोर्ट कर देना है from the date of invoice of his supplier. बट समझो अगर सप्लायर ने 20 मार्च को उसको भेजा होगा या उसको समझो 18 मार्च को डिस्पैच किया होगा गुड्स, तो 3 महीना 4 महीना तो टोटल लॉकडाउन था. So it is not possible for that merchant exporter to export that goods. So now it has also been extended that if it is between 90 days is expiring between 20th March till 30th August, so he can export the goods till 31st August 2020. Further, in case of zero rated supply, that export of services or goods or maybe SEZ supply, registered person making zero rated supply has to take LUT if he want to export the goods or services without payment of tax, and that LUT has to be taken before the beginning of the financial year. तो 2021 का जो मेरा पहला एक्सपोर्ट है उसके पहले 31 मार्च तक मुझे वो ले लेना चाहिए था, but 20th मार्च को लॉकडाउन हो गया. So now they said that you can apply for LUT up to 31st August 2020 in this scenario, and till that time if you are exporting any goods or services from 1st April till 31st August, so you can use the LUT of your previous year on your invoice and you can export the goods or services, or you can supply the goods or services to SEZ unit or developer of SEZ. But LUT आपको बहुत ज्यादा समय नहीं लगता है. It take hardly 2 minutes, but you only require is the DSC. तो अगर DSC है suggest that should not wait for till 31st August, do it immediately. Again GSTR 9 and GSTR 9C के लिए annual return and GST audit के लिए, now up to 2 lakh rupees if your turnover is there, then GST audit is not applicable and GSTR 9 is optional. But again they have made it optional, saying that if you are not filing your annual return till due date, that is 30th September is the due date for the year 18-19. So if you are not filing, so whatever details are there on the site, maybe of GSTR 1 or GSTR 3B, whatever you have filed, उसके बेसिस पे ऑटोमेटिकली आपका एनुअल रिटर्न बन जाएगा और एनुअल रिटर्न अपलोड हो जाएगा. एंड यू कांट अपलोड दैट एनुअल रिटर्न if your turnover is less than 2 crore later on. So I have seen that in case of 90% SSE, the data what has been given in GSTR 3B, GSTR 1, कोई ना कोई महीने में कुछ ना कुछ मिस्टेक होती ही है। ऐसा नहीं है कि 12 महीने के 12 आपके रिटर्न परफेक्ट गए होंगे। So I suggest that you should guide to your client that they should not opt not to file. It is always advisable that it is highly recommend that your client should file GSTR 9 even if turnover is less than 2 crore. If aggregate turnover is between 2 crore to 5 crore, then GSTR 9 is mandatory. SSE need to file annual return, but audit is not mandatory. Audit is not required. And if it is more than 5 crore, then annual return as well as audit both are mandatory. E-invoicing also they have proposed to be levied from 1st April 2020. Now it has been extended. It will be applicable for the SSEs whose turnover are above 100 crore from 1st October 2020. And QR code is mandatory on the invoice when you are having a B2C supply and your turnover is above 5 crore, which was supposed to be implemented from 1st April. Now it has been extended to 1st October. And this is not applicable to the insurance company, banking company, financial institution, NBFC, GPA. Suppliers supplying passenger transport service, it means that air travel ticket, बस ट्रैवल, रेलवे, इन सबको ये क्यूआर कोड और ई इनवॉइसिंग नहीं लगेगा. A registered person supplying services by way of admission to exhibition of cinematographic film in multiplex screen. तो अगर मल्टीप्लेक्स थिएटर नहीं है और आपका 5 करोड़ के ऊपर टर्नओवर है तो क्यूआर कोड आपको लगेगा, बट जनरली ऐसा होता नहीं है. और मल्टीप्लेक्स स्क्रीन वाले जो भी थिएटर्स हैं उनको क्यूआर कोड विल नॉट बी एप्लीकेबल. Then Aadhaar authentication is now mandatory for GST registration. The provisions are applicable to following class of person: individual, authorized signatory of all type, managing an authorized partner, and karta or HUF of the family. Aadhaar is not mandatory for the non-resident citizen who is want to take registration as a NRI. And physical verification of premises within 30 days if Aadhaar not authenticated. So वो आपके ऑफिस पे आएगा, आपके premises पे आएगा चेक करने के लिए if you are not giving Aadhaar. But it is recommended that you should give the Aadhaar verification authentication for your GST registration. दूसरा एक बेनिफिट उन्होंने दिया है एडवांसेस एंड गुड्स रिटर्न. That is services. In case of services, if invoice is issued before supply of GST and before supply is and GST is paid, तो समझो मुझे कोई एडवांस आ गया और मैंने उसका इनवॉइस इशू कर दिया, but service is not supplied at all. So supplier shall issue credit note and not file a refund claim. However, if there is no output against which the credit note can be adjusted, that what difficulty we were facing. So now they said that can be adjusted and supplier may file the refund claim in form GST RFT 01 under excess payment of tax if any. Second possibility is उसने invoice issue नहीं किया, receipt voucher issue किया है. So in that case, supplier shall issue the refund voucher and apply for refund in form GSTR RFT 1 under refund for excess payment. In case of supplier of goods, where the goods supplied by the supplier are returned by the recipient for which tax invoice has been issued, the supplier shall issue credit note in accordance with section 34. The supplier shall declare the, so in this scenario also, अगर वो उसको adjust कर सकता है liability के सामने तो he can adjust. अगर नहीं कर सकता तो in that scenario he can file a refund claim. That facility has been given. Now I am moving to another relaxation what has been given in respect of Rule 36(4). So what is Rule 36(4)? I'll just brief you. It has been implemented from 9th October 2019 and which says that ITC to be availed by a registered person in respect of invoices or debit note, the detail of which have not been uploaded by the supplier under subsection 1 of 37 shall not exceed 20%. So broadly ये क्या बोलता है कि अगर आपके 2A में क्रेडिट 100 रुपया दिख रहा है, so maximum you can take credit of 120 rupees for 9th October 2019 onward. Now this limit of 20% has been reduced to 10% with effect from 1st January 2020. To clarify this provision, this rule, they said that now they have issued a circular number 123, where the full ITC in respect of import and ISD will be available. This restriction is not applicable because in case of import of goods, you are filing a bill of entry, and in respect of import of service, you are filing only the reverse charge. You yourself are making that payment. So definitely that are not reflecting in 2A, but you will get the full credit of the same. The restrictions of 36(4) is not applicable, will applicable only for the invoices which are issued on or after 9th October. 8th October तक अगर कोई भी invoice issue किया है, so this restriction will not be applicable. The restriction imposed is not supplier wise. So meaning is that मेरे पास समझो दो supplier है, supplier A and supplier B. Supplier A and supplier B दोनों ने 10-10 invoice मुझे issue किए हैं in the month of January. So supplier A के केस में उसने 4 ही इनवॉइस मेरे GSTR 1 में चढ़ाए, तो 2A में मेरे 4 इनवॉइस है, एंड मेरे ऑल इनवॉइस बाय सप्लायर A और बाय सप्लायर B इज ऑफ द सेम वैल्यू. वी जस्ट प्रिज्यूम फॉर अंडरस्टैंडिंग. तो सप्लायर A ने 10 इनवॉइस इशू किए बट 4 चढ़ाए, एंड सप्लायर B ने भी 10 इनवॉइस इशू किए बट उसमें से 6 इनवॉइस जो है उसका माल मुझे मिला ही नहीं है इन अ पर्टिकुलर मंथ, इन द सेम मंथ. तो उसने लेकिन GSTR 1 में सब चढ़ा दिए. तो 2A में मुझे क्रेडिट दिख जाएगा सप्लायर B का, बट आई एम नॉट एलिजिबल टू टेक दैट क्रेडिट बिकॉज दैट गुड्स आर नॉट रिसीव्ड. सो इन माय बुक्स आई एम क्लेमिंग क्रेडिट ऑफ 14 इनवॉइस. 2A में भी मेरा 14 इनवॉइस दिख रहा है. तो आई नीड नॉट गो फॉर सप्लायर वाइज. ओवरऑल बेसिस पे मुझे देख के आई कैन टेक द क्रेडिट ऑफ एंटायर 14 इनवॉइस. A के केस में मुझे 4 प्लस 20% दैट इज 4.8 और मे बी 4.4 इनवॉइस का क्रेडिट नहीं लेना है, मैं पूरा 10 का इनवॉइस का क्रेडिट इन दैट सिनेरियो आई कैन टेक. The calculation would be based on only those invoices which are otherwise eligible for ITC. If it is not eligible for ITC, you can't take the credit. And the last one is the googly, I can say. So they are saying that अगर आपके supply GSTR 2A, all you know that ये बड़ा डायनामिक है. सो स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में जितनी जल्दी प्राइस फ्लक्चुएट नहीं होता है, 2A का आपका डेटा उससे पहले फ्लक्चुएट हो जाता है. तो 2A मुझको कौन सी डेट का लेना है? तो दे आर सेइंग दैट द ड्यू डेट ऑफ फाइलिंग ऑफ GSTR 1. सो समझो मेरे को जनवरी महीने का 11 फरवरी का जो GSTR 2A मुझे 11 फरवरी को डाउनलोड करना है और उसमें जो क्रेडिट दिख रहा है उतना मुझे क्रेडिट लेना है. This is what this provision says. But practically you tell me कि GSTR 1 अगर 11 को फाइल किया है मेरे सप्लायर ने, तो उसका क्रेडिट मुझे 12 को 13 को दिखता है, 11 को नहीं दिखता है. And most of the SSCs are filing their GSTR 1 on the last day. आप सब भी रिटर्न फाइल करते हैं GST का, तो आपने देखा होगा हर वक्त मैसेज आता है लास्ट डेट को. 1,50,000 SSCs are already filing return. You are 1,50,001. So you will wait for the number of SSCs to reduce. And generally 5 मिनट 7 मिनट से ज्यादा साइट पे आपको नहीं लगता है रिटर्न फाइल करने के लिए GSTR 1. करेक्ट. सो इसका मतलब 1.5 लाख लोग हर 5 मिनट में अगर भर रहे हैं, सो 18 लाख लोग रिटर्न 1 घंटे में भर सकते हैं. और अगर 18 लाख लोग 1 घंटे में रिटर्न भरते हैं और मंथली रिटर्न मेरा सिर्फ 50 लाख 60 लाख रिटर्न ही आता है, दैट व्हाट डेटा दे आर रिलीजिंग एवरी मंथ. So it means all the SSCs are filing on the last day. So you will get in your 2A practically zero amount. So what we are doing in our office is either, depending on the client, we are saying either you take 15th, 16th or 17th as a base, and उस दिन का 2A लेके we are taking a credit, and we are not following this circular to this extent that we are not downloading any GSTR 2A on 11. How this calculation, this restriction work, this I have given in this table for better understanding. We all chartered accountant, we all tax practitioner, so we know the figure work better. तो समझो 3 सिनेरियो मैंने लिया है. Before 9th October there was no restriction as such. 9th October से 31 मार्च 19 तक मेरे को 20% का रिस्ट्रिक्शन था और 1 जनवरी ऑनवर्ड मुझे 10% का रिस्ट्रिक्शन. सो दिसंबर का जो मेरा रिटर्न 3B मेरा जनवरी 2020 में गया, उसमें भी मुझे 20% का ही रिस्ट्रिक्शन था. जनवरी का जो रिटर्न मेरा बाद में जाएगा उसमें रिस्ट्रिक्शन हैज बीन फ्रॉम 10 of 10%. टोटल आईटीसी सपोज मेरा तीनों सिनेरियो में 55 लाख है. 55 लाख में से मेरा आईटीसी एज पर बुक एलिजिबल आईटीसी मेरा 50 लाख है एंड 5 लाख इज माय इनएलिजिबल आईटीसी ड्यू टू बी मैं 17.5 और व्हाटएवर रीजन. देन टोटल आईटीसी एज पर जीएसटीआर 2A मेरा 35 लाख है तीनों सिनेरियो में. सो एलिजिबल आईटीसी मेरा 2A में 30 lakh से, because same 5 lakh which are ineligible ITC as per book has also come in my 2A. So मुझे 20% का 9th अक्टूबर से 31 मार्च के बीच में 20% का था, तो 30 lakhs का 20% 6 लाख रुपए का मुझे एडिशनल क्रेडिट आई कैन टेक. तो टोटल क्रेडिट आई कैन टेक ऑफ 36 lakhs. Before 9th October I can take entire 50 lakhs whether it is there in GSTR 2A or not. From 1st January 2020 onwards 3 लाख का मुझे और एडिशनल क्रेडिट मिलेगा 10% ऑफ 30 lakhs, so 33 lakhs क्रेडिट आई कैन टेक. तो एडिशनली 14 lakh और 17 lakh एज द केस में भी आई हैव टू पे फ्रॉम माय कैश लेजर. नाउ मेरे जो सप्लायर हैं उन्होंने समझो दिसंबर का जनवरी का रिटर्न जनवरी में नहीं फाइल किया, बट जनवरी का रिटर्न फेब में तो फाइल करेंगे. तो जब फेब में फाइल करेंगे तो मैंने ऑलरेडी 10% एक्स्ट्रा क्रेडिट लिया है, सो मैं पूरा का पूरा क्रेडिट फेब में नहीं ले सकता हूं, तो आई हैव टू टेक द प्रोपोर्शनेट क्रेडिट. सो व्हाट दे सेड दैट हाउ टू डू दिस प्रोपोर्शनेट क्रेडिट. समझो जनवरी में मेरा 20 लाख का शॉर्ट क्रेडिट जीएसटीआर 2A में आया और मैंने 3 लाख एक्स्ट्रा लेके 17 लाख का ही पेमेंट किया. तो मेरे जो डिफरेंट सप्लायर थे दे हैव फाइल्ड इन देयर जीएसटीआर 1 क्रेडिट वर्थ ₹11 lakh. सो 11 लाख को मैं डिवाइड करूंगा 1.1 से, बिकॉज 10% मेरा ऑलरेडी मैंने क्रेडिट ले लिया है ना. सो फ्रेश आईटीसी व्हाट आई कैन क्लेम इज 11 लाख डिवाइड बाय 1.1 तो टोटल 10 लाख. तो बैलेंस जो मेरा 17 लाख था उसमें से 10 लाख मैंने और ले लिया, एंड बैलेंस जो मेरा 20 लाख का क्रेडिट नहीं चढ़ा था उसमें 11 चढ़ गया और बैलेंस 9 लाख एंटायर क्रेडिट हैज बीन अपलोडेड इन द मंथ ऑफ मार्च बाय माय ऑल द बैलेंस सप्लाई. सो अगेन आई विल डू 9.9 डिवाइड बाय 1.1 तो इट विल कम 8,18,000, बट मैक्सिमम व्हाट आई कैन टेक इज ओनली 7 लाख बिकॉज मेरा उतना ही क्रेडिट बाकी था. So now it will be restricted to 7 lakh. So this way this entire mechanism will work. So now it is important to reconcile GSTR 2A with your books of account before filing your GSTR 3B. More than 10% or 20% as the case may be, ITC is claimed and department may seek interest or penalty on the same. Now refund application also be rejected on the said ground, saying that जितना GSTR 2A में दिखेगा उतना ही आपको ITC का refund they are allowing. Previously they were allowing refund claim on the basis of scanned copy of the purchase invoices if you upload, which are not visible in 2A. There may be a challenge that some of the supplier may file quarterly GSTR 1. So जनवरी का मेरे को हो सकता है कि 30 अप्रैल का ड्यू डेट है तो 30 अप्रैल को मेरे क्रेडिट में आए. So practically in my view you can take quarterly in the month of January itself. But again बड़ा डिफिकल्ट है कि कौन मेरा सप्लायर क्वार्टरली में है और कौन मेरा सप्लायर मंथली में है, ये फाइंड आउट करना बहुत ही मुश्किल है. So practically what we are seeing doing is जो जितना GSTR 2A में दिख रहा है उतना ही ले लेना चाहिए. And CGST, SGST, UTGST, all this calculation need to be done separately. and every month you have to do at least 3 calculation. And in the first month, second month again 3 plus 3, 6. Next month again 3 plus 3 plus 3, 9. So every month it is going on accumulating 3 calculations more. Now this restriction on availment of ITC due to pandemic, due to lockdown, they have given a relief, and they said that restriction of availing of ITC shall apply cumulatively for the period February, March, April, May, June, July and August. तो फैब से लेके अगस्त 2020 तक का जो भी आपका ITC का restriction है, there is no restriction. Whatever is in your books of account, you can take the entire credit for the month February till August 2020. And the restriction will be cumulatively applicable in the month of September. Your September 20 return. So September 20 के return में आपको इसका calculation करना है. So how it's going to work is, suppose ये table मैंने दिया है. I am not explaining this table. It is very simple. Already I have shared the PPT, so Ashutosh must have already shared PPT with you. So this calculation you can see. So now your GSTR 3B for the month of September 2020 need to be filed before due date. On or before due date already we discussed because of the provision of section 16(4), unless you will not get the credit of 1920 if something has been left out. तो 2020 सितंबर 2020 का रिटर्न जो 20 अक्टूबर के पहले कोई भी हालत में आपको भरना है, उसमें ये सब एडजस्टमेंट आपको ध्यान देने हैं. Any amendment, addition of invoice pertaining to financial year 1920. So GSTR 1 में आपको ये ध्यान देना है. Debit note, credit note pertaining to financial year 1920 अगर कुछ छूट गया है, that also you can take only up to the month of September 20, not beyond that. Any ITC if you have not availed of the 1920 financial year, you can take latest by 20th October, whatever return you are filing. And apart from this, again the reconciliation of GSTR 2A with 3B and that restriction of Rule 36(4) for the month of February 20 till August 2020. Then again they have made some changes in respect of reversal of ITC on capital goods. So you may be aware that as far as the capital goods are concerned, you can take the full credit once you receive that capital goods and invoice in your factory, in your office. And if you are using that capital goods exclusively for taxable supply, so there is no issue. If you are using that capital good exclusively for exempt supply, so you have to reverse that credit, or you are not allowed to take any credit. But if you are using that capital goods for taxable supply as well as exempt supply both, then you have to do the reversal of credit. So what they have done is, as far as capital goods are concerned, they have estimated the life of capital goods as 5 years in GST, and so 5 years means we can say 60 months. तो 60 मंथ का आपको मैक्सिमम कैपिटल गुड्स का लाइफ माना गया है. So for example, if I am using I purchase a capital good which I am going to use for taxable as well as exempt supply, and the ITC on the same is suppose 60,000 rupees. So मुझे 60,000 rupees in the month of purchase, in the month of receipt of good, पूरा 60,000 का मुझे credit मिल जाएगा. But if I divide this by 60 months, so maximum eligibility मेरा 1,000 रुपए का था. And since I am using for taxable as well as exempt supply, तो जितना मेरा exempt supply के लिए यूज हो रहा है उसका क्रेडिट मुझे नहीं मिलना चाहिए था. But as per law, full credit I can take on day one. So first month में again I will see the ratio of turnover from that capital good. If suppose it is 50-50. तो मैक्सिमम मुझे 1000 मिलना चाहिए था, तो 500 रुपया मैं रिवर्स करूंगा बिकॉज ऑलरेडी मैंने 1000 ले लिया है, बट मेरा एलिजिबिलिटी 500 का ही आ रहा था बिकॉज ऑफ द टर्नओवर. सो मैं 500 रिवर्स करूंगा अलोंग विद द इंटरेस्ट. सेकेंड मंथ अगेन मेरा 60-40 है, 40 एग्जाम्प्ट है, तो 400 रुपया रिवर्स करूंगा अलॉन्ग विद इंटरेस्ट, लाइक दैट. सो नाउ from 1st April 2020 onwards, they have made some changes also in this. And this, they are saying that when the capital goods is exclusively used for affecting exempt supply or non-business purpose, तो आपने कभी भी उसका क्रेडिट तो लिया ही नहीं है. But later on, that capital good you started using for taxable as well as exempt supply. So how to do this reversal under Rule 43? So they are saying that, suppose take an hypothetically situation. So I have given the comparison, if up to 31st March 2020 क्या होता अगर वही सेम सिनेरियो रहता, और 1st April onward सिनेरियो क्या हो गया, कैसे कैलकुलेशन चेंज होगा. So suppose date of purchase of capital goods is 1st April 2019, not 20, 1st April 2019, and change in the nature of supply on 1st July 2020. तो आपका 5 क्वार्टर जो है, 15 महीने आपने एक्सक्लूसिवली फॉर एग्जाम सप्लाई उसको यूज किया है. एंड व्हेन यू परचेज दैट कैपिटल गुड्स, उसके ऊपर आपको जीएसटी लग के आया था 1,20,000 रुपए का. सो 1,20,000 रुपया मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 5%, एंड फॉर दैट 5 क्वार्टर 5% ईच क्वार्टर मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 5 क्वार्टर. सो 30,000 रुपए के ऊपर तो आपको कोई भी क्रेडिट मिलना ही नहीं है. सो यू कैन गेट क्रेडिट ऑफ ओनली 90,000. So now what they are saying is 90,000 divided by 60, the maximum eligibility of that capital goods will be 1,500 per month. And then 1,500 per month, and then you apply the exempt ratio, and accordingly you have to reverse the credit. But now from 1st April what they did is, they are saying that now we are eligible for to take credit of only 90,000, but आपका कैपिटल गुड्स पे टोटल आईटीसी 1,20,000 था, तो 1,20,000 को आप 20 से डिवाइड करो, 60 से डिवाइड करो, 60 से, नॉट 90,000. So you divide 1,20,000 for the remaining 45 months by 60, and accordingly you apply the ratio. And same way when you are using capital goods exclusively for taxable supply, and subsequently you are using for both taxable as well as exempt supply, on the same basis they have made the changes in the calculation. So I am not repeating the same, it is given in there. Again, there is a recommended IT roadmap. Presentation was made by Nandan Nilekani because we are facing various issues with the GSTN. So he said that on behalf of Infosys to bring following changes in GSTN working system. IT system to be augmented to concurrently handle 3 lakh taxpayers, which is today 1.5 lakh taxpayers at a time. Linking of outward supplies in GSTR 1 with the liability in GSTR 3B, because there is no linkage as such. So कई SSC GSTR 1 फाइल करते हैं, क्रेडिट मुझे 2A में दिखता है, बट उसने 3B फाइल ही नहीं किया है. So I have no mechanism to find out कि boss he has paid the tax or not. And there is a one condition of section 16(2) which says that you will not get the credit if your supplier has not made the payment to the appropriate government. And linking of ITC in GSTR 3B with the details of supplies reflected in your GSTR 2A. So this linkage is what they are going to do in the future. This has been now kept on hold because of the pandemic. So you should be ready. You should guide your client that this is what going to happen in future. So your credit liability may restrict, and your liability, outward liability also, whatever you disclose in GSTR 1 need to be paid in your GSTR 3B. So the time allotted to me is up to 7 PM. And if I go on refund, it is more of the procedural aspect. So we will take much more time. So what I recommend, Asutosh, we can take up question answer if the SSC, if the participants are having any queries, so that is better. Or you want me to cover refund?
Yes, sir.
A few queries have been received.
या
Yes,
तो
Deepak.
क्वेरी ले लेते हैं आशुतोष. तो हमारे पास क्या 7-8 मिनट ही बचा है, तो 7 मिनट ही है, तो बेटर है कि all the queries should be answered, because you said a lot of query has been received from the participant, na?
Yes, sir.
Nahin,
Few queries are
just few queries, sir. So few queries.
या तो few queries ही ले लेते हैं फिर. उसके पहले if
Yes,
you
sir.
want, there are some of the issues related to COVID-19, and if participants are okay, we can extend this session up to
Sir,
7:50.
kindly take. Sir,
Is it
kindly.
okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My pleasure. We will extend.
Some of
Kindly
the
take the
issues
issues.
not all the SECs are facing due to pandemic, due to lockdown. So I will suggest that we should take these issues. Lele? So first issue is that I'm a owner of the property. भिवंडी में काफी लोगों के पास गोडाउन है और उन्होंने वो गोडाउन भाड़े पे दिए हुए हैं. So भाड़े पे दिए हैं, 3 महीना टोटल लॉकडाउन था. Tenant came to them and said, boss, मेरा तो धंधा बंद है, लॉकडाउन है, आई एम नॉट यूजिंग योर प्रीमाइसेस इवन दो इट इज इन माय पोजीशन, सो आप ये 3 महीने का मेरे से भाड़ा ही मत लो. एंड एज एन ओनर यू एग्रीड, ओके ठीक है, आई विल नॉट टेक एनी रेंट फ्रॉम द टेनेंट. बट व्हाट अबाउट द जीएसटी पोर्शन ऑन द सेम? वेदर जीएसटी विल बी लेविएबल ऑन द सेम? आंसर इज यस, बिकॉज रेंटिंग ऑफ सर्विस is continuous supply of service contract, and in case of continuous supply of service contract agreement में आपने जो ड्यू डेट ऑफ पेमेंट दिया है उस दिन आपको जीएसटी पे करना ही करना है. and the service has been actually supplied on the day when you are signing the agreement but has been deferred till you receive the money, till you are eligible to receive the money, I should say. So you are eligible to receive the money during the lockdown also, but suo moto later on after the supply, not pre-supply, post-supply, you have decided कि नहीं लेना है. So in that scenario, even if you are not taking any rent from the tenant, but GST shall be leviable on the same. Next is, as a owner, you agreed to not to charge, not to recover any rent, but you said to your tenant, "बहुत एक GST तो मुझे इस पे भरना पड़ेगा, so why I should pay GST from my pocket? So you give me that GST portion to me." So whether the tenant will get the credit of GST what he's making payment of the owner in case of he is not making any rental payment. In my view, he will also not get any ITC of the same. The reason being is there is a provision under Rule 37 of CGST rules, which says that if supplier is not making payment within 180 days, if the recipient is not making payment within 180 days to the supplier of the services, he should required to reverse the credit and will take the credit once he will make the payment of the services or to the recipient, to the supplier. So in this case, you are not going to make any payment of the rent to the supplier under any circumstances in future. So the credit of the same will also not be leviable. So it is the option of the owner and the tenant whether to recover rent or not. But GST shall be leviable, GST shall be payable by the owner, and the tenant will not get any credit. So you should be very clear, because this is the common position as far as the Bhiwandi is concerned. Because logistic industry काफी है वहाँ पे और काफी कुछ लूम्स वगैरह भी भाड़े पे चलती हैं. नेक्स्ट इज, मैंने बिल रेज कर दिया 20 मार्च को. However, goods could not be dispatched due to lockdown. So whether GST is payable on the same? Yes, the day on which you issued the invoice, whether you dispatch the goods or not, GST is payable on the date of invoice. So भले ही आपने goods dispatch किया होगा June 20 में, but bill raise कर दिया है March 20 में, so you are required to pay GST in the month of March 20 itself. Whether the answer will change if the sales are not booked in the books of account of goods, sales are booked in the books of account after goods are dispatched. Answer will not change, since whether you book the invoice or not, but you issued the invoice, GST is leviable on the same. Again, whether ITC can be claimed on purchase entry passed in the books of March 2020. However, goods were not received till 31st March 2020 due to lockdown. So क्या हुआ, मेरे सप्लायर ने 18 मार्च को इनवॉइस इशू कर दिया और माल डिस्पैच भी कर दिया, बट Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Perfectly. No problem.
Okay. So मैंने माल dispatch भी कर दिया 18 मार्च को, but due to lockdown, goods is lying in between, and that goods has not been received by the recipient till 30th June. So there is a section 16.2 which says that you will not get the credit unless you receive the goods. So even if you purchase the invoice in the month of March, purchase आपने book भी कर लिया, since you have not received the goods or services, goods, you will not get any ITC of the same. So you should keep this in mind. Take another scenario. In this scenario, I have supplied goods to my customer, and on 18th March, 20 मार्च से लॉकडाउन हो गया, तो 23-24 मार्च के आसपास ट्रक वाले ने उस गुड्स को कहीं पे ट्रक को साइड में पार्क कर दिया. हफ्ता 15 दिन वो बैठा रहा ट्रक में, खाना पीना बंद हो गया, वो ट्रक छोड़ के भाग गया ड्राइवर, एंड इन बिटवीन उस ट्रक में से माल चोरी हो गया. So whether, and my terms with my customer was to delivery at his place, customer place. So I have issued the invoice, I have paid the tax, but I will not get the money from the customer because customer को तो मिला ही नहीं है. So I will issue the credit note for the same. But this goods has been lost. Since goods has been lost, whatever GST has been paid on input of that goods, I need to reverse that credit also, because section 17.5 says that if any goods is lost, stolen or destroyed, so input tax credit will not be available. So again, this kind of scenario is possible. So you just check and let client know this. Next is, there is a provision. I said that payment need to be made within 180 days due to lockdown. If it is not made, then you will not get the, you have to reverse the credit. So suppose मेरा 2nd April को 180 days होता है किसी vendor को, and I was supposed to make payment by the end of the month, 31st March तक मुझे उसको payment करना था. But due to lockdown, now checkbook is in my office, and I am not having any online payment facility. So I will not be able to make the payment. So in this scenario, I will not be able to make the payment to my supplier. So I need to reverse that credit along with interest of 180 days. So also this may be a possibility in your client's case. It is advisable you guide your client and pay that interest at the earliest. The next is, nowadays when you are opening the office, तो मैंने देखा है कि वो सैनिटाइजर मशीन होता है, पाँव से आप मारते हैं तो सैनिटाइजर निकलता है. Then thermometer is mandatory. The person who is coming to your office to check his fever. Then some of the safety equipments are required. So whether you will get ITC of the same, in my view, this is not for the personal purpose. This is going to be used for the purpose of business. If you will not have that as per MHA guidelines, that is Ministry of Home Affairs guidelines, issued under the Disaster Management Act, you are not allowed to open the office. So this is mandatory, and credit of this, all this equipment is available. Next is, you are also required to purchase sanitizer, then mask and disinfection material to disinfect your office, your computer system, or all these things. This somebody may say that mask to staff लगाने वाला है, sanitizer तो staff के हाथ पे आने वाला है. So all these are personal use. In my view, again, it is not personal use. It is very much necessary to run your business. Your safety of your employee, your office and yourself is yours. So credit of the same will be available. Next is time of supply for rendering of services triggered again some issue. And now screen is visible.
Yes, sir, visible. It is visible.
Time of supply for rendering of services triggered in the month of March 2020, but invoice not prepared due to lockdown. Because we know that in case of continuous supply of service, or maybe we have a retainership contract with the client, and in that contract we said कि yearly मेरा contract है और मैं हर महीने retainership का मैं आपसे 25,000 रुपया लेने वाला हूँ, करेक्ट? तो 25,000 रुपए का आपको मार्च का बिल मार्च में 31 मार्च को इशू करना था, but now due to lockdown you are not in a position to issue that invoice. But in your end now your ERP system is also locked to accept any month of March 2020 or issuance of March 2020 bill. So in this scenario also, since your time of supply is triggered in the month of March 2020, invoice may not be issued in the March 2020. You are required to pay the GST in the month of March 20 only. Next is, nowadays when you open your office, you take the group insurance policy, group medical insurance policy of your staff who are attending to your office. So उसका मुझे GST credit मिलेगा क्या? If you go to section 17(5), which says that input tax credit of health insurance is not available. In this scenario, but there is a rider to that which says that if it is you are taking any health insurance which is mandatory as per any law for the time being enforced, then you will get the credit of the same. So if you see that Ministry of Home Affairs has issued a guidelines for opening of office for unlock 1, unlock 2, if you see that guideline, which says that the staff who is attending to your office, it is mandatory for you to take, what is? To take insurance policy for them. And this guideline has been issued under the Disaster Management Act. So this is a mandatory condition as far as the law is concerned. तो इसका मुझे क्रेडिट मिलेगा. बट अगर आपके किसी क्लाइंट ने जनवरी में, फरवरी में ऑलरेडी इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी ले रखी है एंड यूजुअली एवरी ईयर दे वर टेकिंग, उसका क्रेडिट नहीं मिलेगा बिकॉज दिस इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी हैज नॉट बीन टेकन अंडर द गाइडलाइन ऑफ द MHA. Then nowadays work from home concept is there. So अचानक से लॉकडाउन हो गया. So you were not in a position to give any equipment or anything to your employee. Then you started a new concept of work from home. And employee premises पे उसके पास में लैपटॉप नहीं था या उसके पास में वाईफाई इक्विपमेंट नहीं था. So he said, sir, I am ready to work, but you provide me all these things. So you ask, order your vendor, you supply that goods, that laptop or equipment, Wi-Fi equipment at the employee's premises. Whether that employee premises will be treated as a place of business because you are supplying services from his premises. So in my view, you can't do that literal meaning of place of business. And this will not be treated as place of business. And whether you will get the ITC or whatever gadget or equipment you have given to employee at his residence due to work from home, in my view, you will get the credit of the same. So these are some of the issues which are related to GST, which are now new as far as the lockdown and COVID is concerned. So whatever I discussed today was my opinions or views, and opinions or views are like wristwatches. Every watch shows different time from others, but everyone believes that their time is right. Once again, I thank Bhiwandi CP Study Circle, Ashutosh and Pratik for inviting me here to share my thought, and all of you for patience hearing. I am regularly sending GST updates. Few of you are getting the same. Those who are not getting and interested can save my number. This is my number 9820537986, and send me your full name and your study circle name. So I will add you in my broadcast list. And WhatsApp has a feature that unless my number is saved in your phone, it will not deliver broadcast message. You can either follow me on Twitter also. My Twitter handle is Manish Gadia_GST. Or I have a YouTube channel in the name of GMJ, which you can search on YouTube, and you can start following me. So thank you very much. Now we can take some of the question answer. Ashutosh ji.
Thank you, sir. Deepak, please proceed with your queries.
Sir, we have few queries. Sir, first query is, what about the late fees already paid? Can we claim refund of late fees already paid?
Yeah, what you are saying?
I say, what about the late fees already paid by the dealer? Can we claim refund of the late fees?
No, in my view, they are not going to get any refund. They have not given any procedure whether refund will be applicable for that late fees or not. Maybe what possible is they will credit the same in your cash ledger, but whether they will credit the same as late fees or as a tax. If they credit the same as a late fees, then whenever in future you have any late fees, then you can adjust against the same. Otherwise, it will be there in your cash ledger.
Okay, noted.
There is no clarity on this as such.
Okay, sir. Second query is, how to do reporting in 3B in for sales return, as there is no separate reporting for debit or credit notes in 3B, and what if there is no supply during that month?
नहीं तो वो मैंने ऑलरेडी मेरे प्रेजेंटेशन में कवर किया है. 3B में आप उसको नहीं दिखा पाओगे, but you can file your refund claim. That new system from 1st April 2020 onward, they have come out with this new system and they are allowing you to take the refund. तो मेरे प्रेजेंटेशन में वो था.
Okay, okay. Sir, और एक query ये है कि if I supply the goods in the month of March, but it does not deliver to the destination, and further I have paid the taxes and GST and filed the GSTR1, but it has been returned. Goods has been returned after in the month of April. So how to deal with that, sir?
नहीं कम अगेन दीपक, थोड़ा बड़ा था तो मेरा कहीं मिस हो गया बीच में कुछ.
सर एक्चुअली मैंने डीलर ने एक इनवॉइस इशू किया था, गुड्स सप्लाई किया था, उसके बाद जो गुड्स उसको डेस्टिनेशन में पहुंचा ही नहीं परचेसर को, तो और उसके बाद हमने GSTR1 हमने फाइल कर दिया, GSTR1 और 3B में टैक्स पेड कर दिया है, और बट आफ्टर लॉकडाउन ये गुड्स हम सप्लायर को पहुंचा, ये परचेसर को पहुंचा ही नहीं, तो वो रिटर्न आ गया सर ट्रांसपोर्टर से. तो उस केस में
मेरे प्रेजेंटेशन में कवर किया ना अभी थोड़ी देर पहले कि इन दैट सिनेरियो यू हैव टू इशू द क्रेडिट नोट टू द रिसिपिएंट and your liability will be reduced, but at the same time, say whatever credit has been taken on input of that good which is lost due to lockdown या whatever reason, वो आपको credit reverse करना है. That already discussed.
हाँ सर, पर वो जो परचेसर है उसने बिल बुक ही नहीं किया था, ITC क्लेम किया नहीं, मतलब बिल एक्सेप्ट ही नहीं किया.
आप तो क्रेडिट नहीं, परचेजर ने नहीं किया, लेकिन जो सेलर है सर, सेलर ने तो उसके 100 रुपए का माल उसको बेचा, बराबर है, उस पर 18 रुपए GST लगाया, उस 100 रुपए को माल बेचने के लिए 80 रुपए का माल भी खरीदा होगा ना उसने.
हाँ,
और वो माल आपका लॉस्ट हो गया ड्यूरिंग द ट्रांजिट और वॉट एवर.
यस,
बराबर है ना.
हाँ हाँ,
ये ऐसा ही कुछ है ना.
यस सर, यस.
तो 17(5) बोलता है कि जब माल आपका चोरी हो गया तो यू हैव टू रिवर्स द क्रेडिट.
यस.
तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, अगर मेरे कस्टमर को माल नहीं मिला तो मुझे क्रेडिट नोट उसको देना है, तो मेरा जो सेल्स का लायबिलिटी था वो सेल्स का लायबिलिटी तो क्लियर हो जाएगा.
यस सर,
बराबर है ना. तो दैट इज वन ट्रांजेक्शन. अनदर ट्रांजेक्शन इज जो मैंने 80 रुपए पे क्रेडिट किया हुआ है, क्योंकि माल मेरा चोरी हो गया तो 80 रुपए का क्रेडिट भी मेरा डिनायल आ जाएगा.
यस सर.
तो वो 80 रुपए का भी मुझे क्रेडिट रिवर्स करना पड़ेगा.
ओके सर, ओके, नोटेड. Sir, that's all the queries we have. So no more queries I have seen in the chat box. So I request CA Pratik sir or Ashutosh sir to go further.
So thank you, Deepak.
Any participant, Pratik, just a minute. Any participant, if still you would like to have some query, so you can turn on your videos and ask personally if you have missed something, please.
Hello, Manish sir.
I request participants, if you have query, because many have approached that they wanted to, like become live and ask queries. So please, if anyone has got queries, please come forward.
Hello, Manish sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. So you can on your camera also.
Please,
Yes,
please.
sir. This is your this is जैसे वो अपना जो लेट फी वेवर के लिए है जो 1 जुलाई 17 से लेके जो या तो मैं ये पीरियड के लिए दिया हुआ है तो किसी ने फाइल नहीं किया है उसके लिए तो क्या ये उसके लिए भी एप्लीकेबल है जिसने स्टार्टिंग के 5-6 महीने में फाइल किया उसके बाद में फाइल नहीं किया
Mukesh, please adjust the mic distance. Mukesh, adjust the mic distance.
अगर कोई भी आपका रिटर्न अभी तक पेंडिंग है तो वो सब रिटर्न आप भर सकते हो ना। आपने समझो 4 महीने का रिटर्न भर दिया, जुलाई अगस्त सितंबर अक्टूबर में भी दिसंबर तक का भर दिया, जनवरी 18 ऑनवर्ड्स बाकी है तो आप अभी भर दो। तो आपको लेट फीस वेवर है या 500 रुपीज विच एवर एज द केस में भी विल बी लेविएबल।
अच्छा तो उसमें उनको भी बेनिफिट मिलेगा ना?
हाँ सबको मिलेगा, लेकिन सितंबर 2020 के पहले वो रिटर्न फाइल करने।
ओके थैंक यू सर।
वेलकम।
Anyone having any queries right now?
Yes, please. Anyone?
So shall we conclude the question and answer session now?
Yes, you may.
Okay. So thank you, Manish Gadia sir, for the wonderful seminar and elaborating us on the detailed aspects of the GSTs and its amendment. And to provide a vote of thanks, we have a Shakshi Agrawal to give the vote of thanks. I request Shakshi Agrawal to please have the vote of thanks to CM Manish Gadia sir.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Shakshi,
Good
proceed,
evening,
proceed.
everyone. I, CA Sakshi Agarwal, on this occasion, consider an honor and privilege to extend my vote of thanks on behalf of the Bhiwandi CP Study Circle of ICAI and the entire team of this webinar to our speaker, CA Manish Gadia sir, the RCM of our WRC branch, for gracing this wonderful knowledge and keeping us updated on recent amendment made in GST during this COVID period.
Okay, Shakshi, for the wonderful vote of thanks. So, Ankit Agrawal, you want to say something? Our chairman, sir.
And this is the record attendance we have recorded. So we have been benefited immensely, I would like to say. Highest ever attendance in this financial year.
We had a registration of more than 100 people for this seminar. So I conclude now.
That is how Manish sir is like, like Tendulkar is on crease. So that is how Manish sir lecture is there for us.
थैंक यू आशुतोष जी फॉर योर काइंड वर्ड्स एंड आपके प्यार के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Welcome, sir. It is our pleasure. And now we can formally announce the session to be concluded, and we thank Manish sir for accepting our invitation and giving such a wonderful lecture. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, every members, for attending the seminar. And next Thursday, we are having another seminar on GST audit and annual returns. The link will be shared in the group soon. Thank you, everyone. Now it's the end of the seminar. Thank you.